Now for this section, you're given a vertex and then a directrix. So let's identify the values, the information that we have. So since we're given the vertex will always going to be h, comma, k. So therefore my h value is 2, my k value is negative 8. Now here, given the directrix, it says x equals 5/2. So since it's x equal, then it will help you determine which equation to use. In this example, we're going to use this where the square is on the y. So this one right here, the first one. So again, the one where it has x equal is the equation where the square is on the y. So the formula for directrix is x equal h minus p. So that's going to help us identify the values for p. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it up, so it's going to be h minus p equal to x. So therefore, we have our directrix, so x equals 5/2. So it's going to be h minus p equal to 5/2. So all I did was just switch the sides into h minus p equal to x, and then plug in 5/2 for x. Next, I'm going to plug in the value for h, which is 2. So 2 minus p is equal to 5/2. So that's all I did. I switched the sides originally from the beginning so it looks familiar on when we're solving equations. So now it's h minus p equal to x, so h minus p equals to 5/2 because that's the value that was given to us. And then I plug in for h, which was 2, which we found. So we have 2 minus p equal to 5/2. Next, in order to solve for this p value, I'm going to cancel out this 2. So subtract 2 on the left, subtract 2 on the right. Now this is minus p, that means it's going to be negative p equal 5/2 minus 2. So I'm going to write right here, negative p equal to 5/2 minus 2. So what I'm going to do next is going to rewrite the 2 into a fraction with a common denominator of 2. So it's going to be 5/2 minus 4/2. So the 2 is equivalent to 4/2. So once I work it out, it's going to be negative p equal to 5/2 minus 4/2. That will be a positive 1/2. Next, I want to get a positive p value. So I'm going to divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1. So it's basically 1/2 divided by negative 1. Therefore, my p value will be negative 1/2. So p will equal to negative 1/2. So here, all I did was divide by negative 1 so I can get a positive p. And since I'm dividing by negative 1, then anything that comes out will be the same number value but different sign. Alright, next, I'm going to erase to make more room and then write out the equation that we're going to plug in. Now, as I stated before, we're going to use this equation to square on the y, plug in for h, k, and p. So 4p, parenthesis, x minus h, close parenthesis, equal y minus k, parenthesis, and the square. So I'm going to plug in the p value, h value, and the k value. So 4 parentheses on negative 1/2, and then another set of parentheses on the x minus h. My h value is 2, so I'm going to plug it in. And then it's going to be y minus, my k value is negative 8, so I'm going to plug in negative 8 with a set of parentheses on it, and then another set of parentheses for the y minus k, and then square. So again, I plug in the p value, h value, and the k value. So next, I'm going to simplify by multiplying 4 to negative 1/2, and then I'm going to simplify the minus negative 8. So 4 times negative 1/2, that's going to become negative 4 over 2, and then parentheses on x minus 2, it stays the same. And then here it's going to be y plus 8 with a set of parentheses and the square. Almost done. Now I just need to simplify negative 4 over 2, which will become negative 2, and then everything will stay the same. So x minus 2 equal y plus 8 squared. So our final answer, the equation of the parabola, is negative 2 times x minus 2 equal the square of y plus 8. So this is our final answer. In this example, we are given the vertex 8, 7, and our directrix is y equals 57 over 8. So with our vertex, the form is always going to be h, k. So therefore, h is 8 and k equals 7. Now, when our directrix is y equal, that means that it ties in to where the squares on the x, where it's y equals to k minus p. So I'm going to write out the formula, y equals k minus p. Next, I'm going to switch the sides. So it's going to be k minus p equals to y. Next, I'm going to plug in the y value, which is 57 over 8. So k minus p, which will equal to 57 over 8. So once I get that, I'm going to plug in the k value, which is 7. So it's going to be 7 minus p equal 57 over 8. Alright, from there, I want to get p by itself. So I'm going to first cancel out the 7. So I'm going to subtract 7 on the left, subtract 7 on the right. So it's going to be negative p equal to 57 over 8 minus 7. Alright, I'm going to write it up here for more room. Alright, negative p, because there's a minus on the p value, is equal to 57 over 8 minus 7. So from there, I'm going to change the 7 into a fraction with a common denominator of 8. So it's going to be negative p equal to 57 over 8 minus 56 over 8. So 7 is equivalent to 56 over 8. So therefore, negative p will equal 57 over 8 minus 56 over 8, which become 1 over 8. Next, I want to get a positive p value. So all I'm going to do is divide by negative 1 on both sides. So we're going to have a positive p equal to negative 1 over 8. So p will equal to negative 1 over 8. Once I find the value for h, k, and p, I'm going to plug into the equation to get the final answer. So I'm going to erase to make more room. Alright, so since it's a y equal to, we're going to use the equation where the square is on the x. So 4p y minus k equal the square of x minus h. And then we're going to plug in the p value, the k value, and the h value. So it's going to be 4 parenthesis negative 1 over 8, then parenthesis on y minus my k value is 7, so I'm going to plug in 7, and then parenthesis on it equal, and then x minus my h value is 8, so I'm going to plug it in, and then a set of parentheses on it with the square. So plugged in my p value, my k value, and my h value. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to simplify the 4 times negative 1, 8. So when I distribute the 4 to the fraction, so 4 times negative 1, 8, that's going to become negative 4 over 8, then parenthesis y minus 7 equal to x minus 8 square. I'm going to simplify because I'm not done. I'm going to simplify negative 4 over 8. That's going to become negative 1/2 times y minus 7 equal to the square of x minus 8. And that will be our final answer, the equation of the parabola for this example. Negative 1/2 times y minus 7 equal to x minus 8, the square of x minus 8.